Well, we're still following up with our segments, and we're still following up with all the reflection of the ceremony of the grandeur of our history and the Grand Egyptian Museum. And of course, we'll know more about it and the participation of youth and the importance of Egypt's image in this field. Well, I would like to welcome first Dr. Mona Magdy, the Professor of Mass Communication at Cairo University. I would like to welcome you, Dr. Mona.
Thank you, Shuru, and thank you for having me. Also talking about such a kind of a tremendous event that could be once in the history. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, let's start because you deal a lot with youth. You give instructions, you take opinions, you give opinions, but we've seen the new faces and the new actresses, the new generation participating in this massive, huge, spectacular ceremony. So how do you see this positioning also Egypt in a new stage, in a new phase, which is putting their generation, new and young generations, always in the front?
I believe actually having the young people participating in this event, that was the main message that Egypt would like to introduce to the whole world. Because it's not only about the soft power, talking about our history, our past, of course this is important, but it's as important as talking about the present and how we are going to deal with it in order to see the future. So we are talking a lot in the media, even in the faculty, about how we see the Egyptian, the Gen Z, the Alpha are a bit not having the sense of belonging as the other generations. But here in this event, we have seen it's kind of a remarkable, outstanding positioning of Egyptian young people. Also, it's not only talking about them, but having them as part of this marvelous and wonderful event. And they are also talking not only in the Egyptian language, but also talking the whole world. I've seen this as positioning also the Egyptian young people as not being away from media, not being feeling that they are just wanna go and immigrate. No, they are having such a kind of a remarkable history, and they are going actually to act and to present the future. So being introduced to such marvelous faces also of different athletes, sport people, also these kind of new generation acting class, I have seen this as this is the diversity that we would like to see from Egypt and about Egypt, and those are the real people that want to also to export them and to have the new face of Egypt. So I'm really proud of having the young people talking about themselves and presenting them with such a kind of self-confidence and belief of what they do.
Well, Doctor, I think this, the inauguration that hugged also, as you said, this beautiful young faces, I think this is not just a memory that will be engraved in their history and in their career, but also a new phase. I think this generation, before this ceremony, is something, and the way of thinking and all of that, but after this ceremony, I think no one will feel something less than this grand pride of being an Egyptian.
This is, I will confirm what you are doing, because I've remembered the mommy pride, and I was, during that time, I was abroad. I wasn't in Egypt, and I have a young daughter. She was about 16 or 17 years old, and as of this new generation, they want to talk in English, speak in English, read in English. For the first time, when she saw and watched this kind of mommy pride and the parade, it was the first time for her to talk and ask about what they are talking about. Is this a kind of a poem? Is it talking about Egypt? Maybe I will not recognize all of these Arabic classic language, but she started to search. And that was really, for me, it was really a kind of an eye-opener. This is the way that how we would like to attract our young people to know that they have a very rich language and they can really relate to. Sometimes, yeah, we don't have let's say the expert and the excellent ideas in order to teach the language, and that's why they feel a little bit there is a distance, exactly. But I believe such kind of an immersive display with having this past talking about the future, this kind of new laser techniques, showing also with the storytelling of the ancient people talking about themselves. So it's not just a place to talk about. It's about a kind of a lighting a ray of hope, actually, that will relate to the new Egyptian people with their past. And I believe this is going to be a new start, a new step, that we will see this kind of sense of belonging and pride everywhere.
Well, I think this kind of reviving our history in different ceremonies and in different fields. It's not just about the new generation being so curious about what's more and about the treasures, about the stories, and about the eras and about the families, but also for foreigners, for people who, for Egyptians who lives abroad and they want to teach their children about their ancient history and about this grandeur and the majesty of our kings and queens.
That's absolutely true. I have met a lot of foreigners who went, for example, to the pyramids area, and they are dealing with such small little kids that they are around between the age, I think, 12 and 20. Sometimes those little children, they didn't receive any kind of formal education, but they can really talk about 5 to 7 languages, you know. So those kind of people who know exactly what Egypt is, and they would like to talk about it in a fluent way. They are not a kind of a guide, a tourist guide, but they know exactly what it's Egypt talking about. And having the new plus the old, also the messages that we have seen from the young, and also the great, famous, spectacular characters such as Dr. Magdy Yaqub, Dr. Farouk Hosni. So relating and linking also the people who are like role models for us, and showing the young people that Egypt is not actually one stop and that's it. It's a lot of different generations that can really tell a lot of stories with the new techniques, of course, that they are happening now, having this kind of live streaming from different places around the world, this kind of lighting obelisks in different remarkable roundabouts in different cities all over the world. I believe those are also messages. It's not only sent to the Egyptian young people, but also to the globe outside, and also the international public opinion. And this is going to, we will see actually the harvesting out of it, I believe, during the coming days, because all of the highlights now are attracting to Egypt what's happening. This will also lead to a kind of a different era in terms of the economic circles, in terms of the tourist phase. So I believe this is going to be actually as a new phase, but also as a new step, presenting ourselves with this kind of holding the Egyptian history with us, but also looking ahead to the future.
Well, you added something very specific and to the point. It's the identity that presents us. Because I was there at the inauguration. What I noticed is like probably not less than 75% of whom participated, starting from even the catering team, even the dancers, the organizers, the people who helps the foreign press to go here and there. All of them very well educated, very well represented, and in a good position, filling their position. And I was wondering, wow, this is happening very fast. Like back then, we say like, no, this is massive, this is big. No, I'm not into that. But the way they want to show the image of Egypt through them was spectacular.
I believe also they felt that they do have a
Ambition.
specific aim. Exactly. We are all heading and keen to preserve and maintain our identity. And it's not only us, it's like having such a kind of a vision to work towards, and having a common interest of it. So it's the well. I believe this is the key word of having the success. It's not about doing things in detail and in a perfection way, rather than also believing in what you say. And this is the honesty of feeling that you belong to this civilization, and this is your character of having such a kind of diverse and also tolerant, of receiving and melding all such kind of civilizations together in one Egyptian character. So, and this is what I felt, even as a media real citizen, and also as a media professional. And I believe this is a message that will remain, and this kind of spirit also will take over and over in order to invest in it. Just, it's not a kind of a 2-hour opening ceremony, rather than a continuing spirit of believing in what we do.
Yeah, and of course, when you go to the gym, or now in any and different institutions, let's say organizations, museums, everywhere and anywhere in Cairo, you will find youth. So the pillar is for Egypt is that more than 50% of the population are youth. So they have this an army of minds of new future in any and every diverse fields, because as we hear now, lots of Egyptians nail it to Nobel Prize, to the biggest global institutions in the world, UNESCO and such. So we are very proud, not just being not just an opening a museum. It's rather than a culture. It's a civilization. It's the national pride that we do endure and we have.
And this is what you will get when you involve people from the beginning. It's not only about what we see as media people, rather than what also do people see. And when they feel that they are part of it, it's not about presenting rather than believing. I think this is the real success. And this is how media can bring again young people to the arena of the media sector. And talking with them, it's not talking about them, will actually lead to a complete difference of the story. And this is, let's say, our starting point of involving young people and listening also to their ideas. You have seen that those kind of thousands of people who worked behind the scene, you have seen how is the synchronization of doing it together, and also having new techniques, new ideas, this kind of the storytelling digital things that maybe we haven't witnessed as media practitioners before. But I think having such a kind of a common space that will the experience meet the innovation, I think this is the real start.
Well, doctor, since you've been in the field of education for quite some time, what did you really notice, away from being like lots of people from this generation are searching and looking closely to their backgrounds, history, and all of that. And of course, in the era of AI and a busy life, so how this can you give and instruct them to balance that?
I believe the first step is to listen to them and give them the space to express their opinions. This is very important. We are not in the era of lecturing anymore. It's a kind of a discussion, an open discussion, and also you as a lecturer to believe that you will learn something from them. It's not you as a source of knowledge and information. It's not anymore.
The experience.
Of course, and talking about the AI and this kind of digital space, they are better than us, let's be frank. And having such a starting point of trying to see what do they think and also believe in them, I feel, and through the experience, that when you give them the confidence and also the voice to be listened to be heard, they will feel that they are part of it. And when you give them also something to question, to challenge. It's not only about giving this kind of information to share and also to guide them what to do, rather than to open a dialogue and start to listen to their ideas, and also sometimes challenge them with ideas, because they feel that they do have a sense of very high self-confidence, that they know all and they know better than you. Sometimes they do, but not in all phases. And we need to find a space in order to listen to them, but also give them a space to speak about themselves and try to search for common interests that they will listen to you.
So I think in all of the, most of the initiatives and activities indulging youth, mm, probably pushing them more to unleash their creativity, unleash their thoughts, their mind, whether by speaking out or writing down or any means. So I think this kind of interaction can build a great army of pure-minded generation.
I will share with you a story, Shuruk. 1 year before, there was a kind of a final assignment to a group of media students to have something about the Egyptian Grand Museum, that even it was the soft opening. And I told them, let's try to be as creative as possible, okay? And they filmed about 1 minute or 2 minute video. What they come up with? They took it as if it was a kind of a narrator. The Grand Museum is talking about itself.
That's very creative.
Yes, it is. And talking about, I'm not just a building. You didn't know how much time and effort and manpower that lead to be today here and exist. You don't know how much artifacts that I'm having, and what do I mean by being existent. So such kind of creativity you will never find if you don't listen to them. They can go and shoot something about talking about the building, having some interviews, vox pop here and so, but having them think and believe in their abilities, I think that is the first start.
I think this kind of activities, initiatives, and projects, let's say it's sort of an extension of the back in the days activities at the college, the youth activities and such. So it was theater, it was writing, it was journaling, it was lots of activities. But now with this new era, also they do miss that. They want to write, probably on the keyboard or by pencil or pen. It doesn't matter. But I mean, when they are heard, as you said, you are building a great power.
That's true. And also the first thing that we tell them, all these kind of magnificent tools are not the basic. The idea, the content, what would you like to do, the aim of the project, whom you are talking to, understanding your target audience, those are the real things. And it's not about having fancy things about the AI, doing such kind of new techniques of merging those photos together. No, if you don't have really a specific message to tell, what are all these tools will
Help
help
you with
you?
nothing.
So going back to the basics, talking about the ethics, how you are going to use these things, what are the do's and don'ts. Those are the real things that we need really to talk with them and try to discuss what could be the limits, what are the basic things, going back to the main skills of the professional people, and doing things that would serve people and would learn or maybe tell them something new. But it's not only about informing, it's about engaging them. So that's the main technique that we are actually using now in the faculty.
And all of those young generations, I think it's not, of course, they feel happy being heard, but it's not just about that. It's about being present and the way of they think right now. Oh my God, like back in the days, we needed like schedules and stuff, but see how they do this strategic thinking, like naturally, as they are thinking about, I'll do this in the summer, I'll do that, I want to enhance that, I want to have a bachelor's degree in that, I want to travel to study this and that, because it's not there. They are doing lots of research, which on the way they are discovering themselves.
That's true, but I think this is not an option, because today, with this kind of very, let's say, critical competition that's going on, it's not enough to have a bachelor degree or that you have getting the high grade marks. This is not enough to be selling yourself and also you as a brand. So they need to work really hard, they need to invest in their abilities, and they need to go beyond what's expected, and this is how they are going to succeed.
Well, Dr. Mona, of course, the professor of mass communication at Cairo University. I think they are so blessed, your students, to have you with this openness to a new milestone, a new phase for a better generation to come. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
with
Thank
me.
you so much. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a short break and we'll be back.